Hey everyone, welcome back to Immediate Movie Reactions. I'm here after seeing The Naked Gun. This is the remake. It is produced by Seth MacFarlane, and you will see his stamp of humor everywhere on this film that stars Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson, who I didn't recognize until really the end of this film. There's a bunch of people who are kind of like, oh, that guy. Overall, boy, comedy is hard to review, right? Because it is so subjective. Things that I find absolutely hilarious, I know many people are not. And there are plenty of things like the other Naked Gun movies, which I laughed my ass off, but I don't think hold up at all. And I think that this sits in a weird spot where it has all those old jokes. You know, there are things like they're coming out of the cold case room, and of course, you know, it's a freezer. Ha ha ha, we get the joke. There's this running gag with coffees. I will say that I thought it was going to be terrible. At an hour 25, it is barely even a feature-length film. But I laughed more than I thought I would or should. There are a couple of jokes that really took me by surprise. I liked quite a bit. I do think they sort of pushed the envelope. However, again, it is Seth MacFarlane, so you kind of know what you're going to get. He did not write it, but, you know, this is definitely his style of humor. I don't know. There's no reason to spend money on this movie. That's the honest truth. I was at a theater that was nearly full, and I would say there was a smattering of laughter. There were a few people here and there. I think by the second half, and again, this movie is very, 85 minutes long, right? So about halfway through, that's it. You've seen or heard all of the big jokes. Toward the end, there are a couple that do pop up that are kind of funny, but mostly it's kind of bad. And there's a credit scene that I think is the worst part of the movie. It's absolutely stupid. Man, I cannot recommend seeing this movie. I mean, here we are. Don't spend money on it. I think if it comes out on streaming, I'm going to give it a 4.
Hey everyone, it's me from the future. I'm going to do what I never ever do. I'm going to change my review. I gave this movie a 4 because my initial impressions, right? That's what this channel is all about. It's how do I feel right out of the theater? And I definitely felt like this was a 4. However, on the ride home with my family, talking about this movie, laughing again at the same scenes and the same jokes. And I will say, you know, it's like if somebody is telling you a joke and maybe you're in a bad mood, or maybe you don't like that person, or whatever it is, and you don't want to laugh, but somehow, some way, you still do, and you're like, God damn it, that was funny. And kind of that's where I am. There are bits of this movie that you probably shouldn't laugh at, but I did. And there are parts of this movie that I think are really, really stupid, and I don't think it's a great movie. I don't think you should spend $15 to go see it, but maybe going to a matinee. So I'm going to bump up just a little bit. From a 4, I'm going to go to a 6. I think this is a solid stream it movie. I do think seeing it in the theater with other people where you've got a crowd around you that are laughing. I mean, I've laughed at things. Gothica with Halle Berry. I remember laughing my ass off at that movie because everybody in the theater was laughing. Unbreakable, when Mr. Glass goes down the escalator. Man, everybody in the theater cracked up at that, right? And those are those moments that we are looking for out of a film. And I think maybe you can get that. But anyways, there we go. I'm bumping up to a 6. And that other guy that said a 4, he was probably wrong. Anyway, thank you. Appreciate you all.
Just because I do think there are some jokes that work, but overall, I really hope this doesn't get turned into a series because maybe we just let it die, right? Let's do the Lorax, right? Let it die, let it die, let it shrivel up and die. So anyways, there we are. Please like, share, subscribe. I will see y'all after the next movie.